Hey, it's July 2011 and welcome to your monthly news show, Supercar Spin. Guess what? This month we're in Melbourne for the Australian International Motorshow 2011. We've picked up our free press passes, so we have access and we're about to go in.
That's right, yes. Today we're here to see some new offerings from Audi, Lexus, Maserati and Bentley, amongst many others inside.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm really excited to see some of the new concept cars, including a Mad Max inspired Ford and a space age looking BMW. Yeah,
and also the Australian supercar, the only Australian supercar unveiling, the Josh, from Josh Engineering, will be hopefully inside today.
Yeah, but don't forget, we're here also to see the unveiling of the much hyped supercar from Lamborghini, the Aventador.
Oh yes, the Aventador. We really want to see that.
All right guys, enough chit chat, let's get in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does the lightest, most powerful and fastest Maserati look like? This is it. What a car. Basically it's 100 kilograms lighter than a Gran Turismo S and actually 13% more fuel efficient, but who really cares about that? This car means business. This car has a full roll cage, well not a full roll cage, it has a roll cage. Alcantara everywhere. It's powered by a V8, it's 331 kilowatts of Italian muscle. Now this car actually has a race button. Now if you're cruising along at say 100 kilometers an hour and press race, it will drop from 6th gear to 4th gear, just so it's ready for action. Unfortunately in Australia though, that race button is going to more likely be used to park outside of a cafe. Wow, I love this car, amazing.
Right, we're here on the Lamborghini stand in front of the beautiful Aventador, as you can see behind us, which was shortly unveiled. I'm here with the General Sales Manager of Australia for Lamborghini, Tom Dowd. Nice to join us, Tom.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for being here.
Pleasure to be here.
Got a few questions for you here, hopefully not too taxing.
No,
we'll see how we go. First one. When VW HQ demanded Lamborghini's flagship had to be a world-beating super sports car, do you feel this has been achieved with the car?
Definitely. I think when Volkswagen first got involved with Lamborghini, they helped develop the Murcielago in the initial stages. This car here that we see behind us is really 2 generations ahead of that car.
I mean, there's been a lot of hype around this car, like especially over the last year. I mean, everyone has wanted to see this car. It's just, it really is. Do you think it's actually lived up to that hype that's been generated?
I think so.
Excitement.
It's had a lot of press. There was a lot of secrecy with what does it look like when it first was announced, and there were glimpses and there were
a lot of spy shots all over the internet.
And I think it has. The expectation was very high, especially from us as well. And when we first saw the car, it just, there were no fears that it wasn't going to deliver, basically, because the car, I think from a design point of view, Lamborghini in-house design have done a fantastic job, and they've got the proportions of the car just right. They've got a very modern styling to it, which is really, it is purely Lamborghini styling, and it's recognisable. Even if it didn't have a badge on it, you'd know it as a Lamborghini.
Will the Australian cars differ in any way technically from the European cars? Or?
No, I think all the features are basically the same. This is a left-hand drive car behind me here, but obviously we'll have a right-hand drive car, and all the standard features are basically the same.
Lastly, what would you say to any potential purchasers that might look at buying a 599 GTO or an MP4 12C over one of these? What would you say to them if they were considering them?
Enjoy the car. No, it's, look, Lamborghini's point of view, there is, as I said, we're not being conceited when we say there probably isn't competition to this car. There are a lot of very good cars out there, but nothing is going to look or drive quite like this. And if you wanted a 599 GTO, I'm sure it's a lovely car. The new little McLaren I don't know about yet because we haven't driven it, but it is, Lamborghini is a car that I think has a history all of its own, and it has a brand image that sets it apart from those other brands.
Okay, well thanks for that, Tom. Very much appreciate for your time. Very much.
Thanks for coming down.
Cheers. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
And here's my pick of the day. If you've watched the last few episodes of Supercar Spin, then you should know that I'm a keen Audi R8 enthusiast. When I found out they were launching the 2012 R8 GT here at the Australian International Motor Show, it didn't take much to get me on the plane. This car is limited to only a few hundred examples worldwide, and today we're lucky enough to be looking at one of only 5 making the special journey out to Australia. So what's the difference between an R8 GT and a standard V10 R8? Well, looking at it, you might not notice much unless you are a freak R8 fanatic and can actually tell that that front windscreen is a few millimeters thinner, and this rear one isn't even glass, it's polycarbonate. This R8 GT is home to an enhanced version of the 5.2 litre V10 engine. The German manufacturer have managed to tweak it and get a healthy 26 kilowatts more out of it, now launching the car from 0 to 100 in 3.6 seconds. This is substantially faster than the standard V10 Audi R8. In addition to this, the weight reduction goes beyond the glass, and the already light aluminium componentry has been replaced with carbon fibre enhancements, which you can see here on the panel, in the rear wing, and also inside. This particular model has also been equipped with racing carbon fibre seats and Alcantara, a $6,500 option, and also it's got a nice set of carbon ceramic brakes which have popped the price up an extra $26,000. Now, I know I've hyped the car up a lot for you guys, but I'm really sorry to tell you that all 5 have already been sold, and it's really just pretty easy to tell why when you look at it. She's very sexy.
Bentley 2012 Bentley Continental GT. Now this is just an update, and when I say just, there's not much to update on a car like this. They've changed the headlights, they're now Mulsanne inspired. The interior's been revised. For the first time ever, they're actually offering it in a V8 engine, not until 2012 though. This car has 423 kilowatts, 700 Newton meters of torque. It will dash to 100 in less than 5 seconds, say 4.6, quick enough. It's not my favourite Bentley though. My favourite is actually the Mulsanne, which you can probably see now. It takes 9 weeks to build the Mulsanne. It is coachwork built, over 6 decades worth of coach building techniques, fused with the latest technology. Amazing car. If I had the money, I would be all over one.
Welcome to the BMW stand, and nestled right into in the centre of the stand is this stunning little concept car. Well, not little at all. It's the BMW i8, which is a hybrid performance car from BMW. They've launched this to kind of bring a bit of excitement around for the new BMW i range. No, it's nothing to do with Apple, but it's the economy range from BMW. So this is the i series, which is going to be released later or soon. So what's about this car? Well, it's electric and it's got a diesel engine because it's hybrid. 2 electric motors, one in the front axle, one in the back. So with the power, the concept produces 265 kilowatts, which equates to 355. So it's pretty impressive for a hybrid car, of course. And 800 Newton meters of torque, which works out to be 590 foot-pounds. So lots of torque, but that's to be expected from a car with electric motors, I guess. What about the range? Because that's normally a sticking point for electrics and hybrids. It has a range on the motors, on the electricity is by itself, has a range of 50 kilometers. But if you switch over to the diesel engine, the range you can get up to 645 kilometers out of the tank when it's full up. So that's good. So performance, what can we expect from this gorgeously looking car? Top speed of 250 kilometers an hour, which equates to 155 miles an hour. So I expect that to be limited to that speed. And a 0 to 100 kilometers an hour of 4.8 seconds. Now, there are other supercars on the market with big petrol engines, V8, V12s, V10s, with a better 0 to 100 speed, but this is a performance hybrid, remember, so this is a greener car. So what's really impressive is it can get to that performance figures, but with the same performance figures as a BMW M3 actually, just thinking, but it actually has only just 30% of the emissions of a BMW M3, so that's what's a really amazing fact of this. Same performance as M3, much greener. So we've just been told as well by some of the staff that this car is going to be made into a production version for 2013. So how good is that? Let's hope it looks as stunning as this when it goes from the concept to the production stage. We sure hope so.
We're here at the Ford stand to have a look at a car that has had much hype built about it in press leading up to the Australian International Motor Show, and that is the brand new Mad Max Ford Interceptor. This is what we found. Didn't quite meet up to our expectations. I'm sure a full-scale model will be muscly and mega and totally pedal to the metal, but unfortunately this is all we can really show you at the moment. It is a product of Ford Australia's design team, and I think they've done a pretty good job to represent a Mad Max car of the new generation. Unfortunately, there's no XB GT Falcon underneath this one, but I'm sure once it does appear on screen, it won't fail to disappoint.
Lexus LFA. It's not exactly a new car, but the fact that it's such a rare car, we had to feature it on the show today. I mean, this is a really exciting colour as well. It's a beautiful colour. I've never seen it in this colour as well. It's normally white with all the reviews and the photos that we see online. As I say, it's not a new car. It was actually unveiled early 2010, so early last year, but just because it's so rare, we had to have a look at it. Such a technical marvel of engineering as well. It's just, we need to look at some of the details of this car. The engine, well, they developed a brand new high revving V10. It was a 4.8 litre, very, very high revving, up to 9,000 RPM until it hit the red line. That's almost as much as a motorcycle engine. It's really impressive. They have achieved that by having a very frictionless design to the engine, the pistons, etc. The power of the engine outputs 411 kilowatts, which is actually 552 horsepower, so a lot of power. The torque, 480 newton meters, or 354 foot-pounds of torque. Not as torquey, but this engine's all about high revving and really getting a high horsepower output. The transmission, they decided not to go for a dual clutch system and went for a sequential paddle shift system, just to save a bit of weight. Of course, it's a supercar, so it has to be rear-wheel drive, and of course a limited slip differential is standard. Carbon is everywhere on this car. Carbon ceramic brakes on the front, 39 centimeters, really big up there, and carbon bodywork, and you can see all of the carbon fiber underneath the bonnet here. If you look at the detail, it's just beautiful carbon everywhere. So carbon means lightweight, nice powerful V10 engine. The so means good performance. Performance is 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 3.7 seconds, so very quick, and a top speed of 325 kilometers an hour, which is 202 miles an hour. So a beautiful car. As I say, not new for this year and not new at the show by no means, but just because it's so rare, we had to have a look at this lovely car today.
What is this car? This is a car from Joss Developments. Joss, if you've never heard of them, is actually a Australian car company that's trying to produce its first supercar. So this car behind us, you probably may even recognise. It was last here in 2004. So this body is actually just, well, it's now old and it's just a mule body. So underneath this very car here has all the new drivetrain and engine that will be in the final production model. We still don't know the details of that, unfortunately. So it's very curious to know what's actually behind this car. But what I do know is that it's going to be priced around $550,000 Australian, so that's competing with the likes of a Ferrari 430. But the key difference with this car is it's going to have the performance of a hypercar, so Pagani Zonda, Koenigsegg. The chassis and body is going to be carbon fiber, so it's going to be a proper hypercar. So really looking forward to these guys actually being able to bring it to market, and hopefully they can do it soon, because you can see in the videos and photos overlaid now that it's going to be quite an impressive looking car. So if it has the performance to match, it's really going to be quite an exciting car. That's all the best bits of the news from the 2011 Australian International Motor Show.
Don't forget, you can check out the great looking supercarspin.com website, where you can find links to other shows and behind the scenes stuff from today's show as well.
Yeah, on the website you can also find links to our YouTube, Facebook and Twitter pages as well.
That's all from us, from Brendan.
And from Mark.
And Courtney. We'll see you next month.
That's all from us, from Brendan,
Mark,
and Courtney. I'll see you next month. I said I'll see you.
Yeah, we're getting killed by then, aren't we? Killed off like natives.
We'll see
You're
you.
meant to say the last one.
Well,
you jumped.
No, but you're in the middle.
All right.